So, every class is different behaviour-wise and behaviour management, but the most difficult are year 7s, because you've got to gauge what they're like. So what I do, I'll colour code my seating plan accordingly against EAL, SEN, FSM and math. So for example, here, each letter of a name will determine what, if they're EAL, FSM, etc. Now, I don't necessarily gather kids together who've got different FSM or whatever. But what I do try to do, I try to get, so the differentiation in a lesson will be around that same area. This class here, quite a big class, but also quite a mixture. Obviously, there's no math on there because they're year 7s. But year 7 behaviour is, they're the ones that you need to sort out straight away. So at the beginning of the year, basically, I'd start off with rules, what I expect, etc. So if you came to watch any one of my classes, doesn't matter whether it's year 11 or year 7, they come in, we're quite fortunate here, we've got hangers outside, so their bags and coats are off, they queue up, and then they come in and they stand behind their desks. And when they're ready to learn, then we start the lesson. And it's not until, in years past, about 10 years ago, I had a class 7P who took 3 lessons to sit down, because I told them at the beginning that when you're ready to learn, you'll sit down. Well, for 3 lessons, they weren't ready to learn. So it's that sort of, you instill in them just a regimented way in which they come into the class. If they come to the class, 7 CJD this year, for example, are quite a boisterous class when they want to be. But they know when they come into this room, they come in and they all stand behind the desks, and they're all completely silent, even though on the board the title will be on with Bath, etc. And they know what to do. They know that straight away then they need to sit down, they need to put the title in, underline the headings, etc. So there's that regimented start of the lesson. And then, whatever the starter may be, the starter could be, you've got to run around the room and speak to somebody else, from last lessons, something to do with the last lesson, go and find somebody who knows something about one of the symptoms of Black Death, whatever it might be. Sometimes, we'll play music to it, but even though there's the physicality and as soon as the starter, or if it's a main activity, as soon as that stops, they know then they've got to get back into the mode, they go straight back, etc., etc. In history, we use lots of carousel activities, whereby, there's some up on the walls now. So these are the symptoms of the Black Death. Now they've got to go round, and they'll have the picture, or if they're a bit more literacy based, they would have part of the symptoms, and then they go around in groups and they've got to gather all the information. But it's not a free for all. I put it into groups. There's the 5 stages on the symptoms of the Black Death. So I get them into 5 groups, and they know that in the rules of the carousel in 601 is that there's no sitting down. They can lean on desks, obviously, but there's no sitting down. They all move in a clockwise direction. They have X amount of minutes at each station, and when those stations are gone, they need to move on. I've never, but again, it's not, you can't just wheel it out on an inspection if they've never done it before. You know, when I get visitors coming in, and I will always say, right, what are the rules of the carousel? And all the class know the rules, and they'll all say, oh, no sitting down, chairs under the desks, we all got to move in clockwise directions. So, you know, with behaviour management, there are 1,000,001 things that any teacher can have for behaviour management, and 1,000,000 will never work. But it's that 1,000,001st that could. And it is purely, you know, the way in which I do it is I try to regiment them right from the beginning. And another easy way is first lesson, especially with year 7s, first lesson, or if it's a year 8 class. Now next year I've got a year 9 class that I've never taught. But I will do the same rules with them as I do with year 7, because if I carry a year 7 into year 8, I'll just go over quickly the rules from the previous year, because they stay the same, and the kids will understand. But with year 7, it takes, you know, it does take a couple of weeks to embed, and they do the best way in which you can get them to follow your behaviour management is learning their names. Because as soon as you can call them by their name, they realise, oh, hang on, what's he called? Why is he, you know, if you just say, oh, you're Blondie, you know, there's 5 blondes in the room, 5 kids with blonde hair, well, they don't know that you're